So, I just stood up from looking at an email from the incredible Bailey Morris, who works at Balernum, which is the branding and consulting and etc. agency that is run by Austin L. Church, who is a business pal of mine. And she was critiquing or offering, like, critiquing always sounds pointy to me. She was offering me some really good feedback on 3 different offers that I've been hashing out. And I just felt really warm inside afterward. And so I just stood up and started jumping around, because I also managed to launch my online store this morning. Has 1 kind of t-shirt in it in 3 different colors with lots of different sizes. So actually 18 different products, which is cool. But literally the dramatic reenactment of what just ensued, I'll sit you down here, was sitting over here in my office chair. I stood up. I looked over here at this mirror that I have, and I was like, I'm a business person. And I don't know, it's like a mixture of joy and terror. That's been the general experience. But if you have any of your own creative tendencies and you're just like, I don't know if I can do it. For clarity, this is May will mark year 2, the end of year 2 for me. And so it is not something that happens overnight, and that's something that, like, people will tell you in general, and you're gonna be like, no, but I would like to do it right the first time. And I think maybe you can. And I'm sure that there are, courses and all kinds of things, and I've taken courses, and I'm in one currently, to help you get going and to help you understand what you need to understand in a way that flows nicely. But a lot of it is finding your people and getting to the point where you have some sense of actually what you want to offer, which for some people is really clear. For other people, it takes time. They just know that they want to work for themselves. And yeah, and like some parts of it are just despicably simple. You just fill out forms and click buttons, and all of a sudden you're allowed to be a business person. And I think that even though there are all of those forms, the gatekeepers are usually friendly, because people who are working, among the business community and among other entrepreneurs, they know what it was like when they started. And so what I've found is, rather than it being a really competitive experience, at least in kind of the more creative, helperly, education industry that I have landed my butt in, most people would love to, help you succeed, because usually there's some gap in their offer that, maybe you could fill, or, and we meet people and we refer them to each other. One of the biggest, it seems probably obvious if you've spent time, everything is obvious when you already know it, right? You don't know what you don't know. And so something that I didn't even know to think about, because my brain was totally in a student mode, which means no cheating, which means no relying on anybody else to get your work done. And so this idea that we're taught, aside from group projects, which are usually a mess, this idea that we're taught in school that the only way to do something without cheating, do something in an honorable way, is to do it all yourself, is that then if you go into entrepreneurship and you're used to being a high-performing student, you don't even think to start looking for subcontractors or start looking for help for the things that you're not good at, because you've been tied so much to this idea that your worth as a student was tied to your ability to do all of the things yourself under threat of punishment. And so if that is like a limiting belief for you, that I do it myself, I'm myself belief, it's really real, and it's okay. and you don't have to do it yourself, and it may take a long period of time for you to process that and to start find people that you trust, who can help you, who can teach you, yeah, and who sometimes can just do the stuff for you. It's okay. And like, I say that as somebody who has fought it. Like, I literally considered going back to school to get an accounting degree so that I could understand all of the process. Literally looked it up, started looking at the application. No. Right now, as far as I can tell, that is not necessarily what I was put here for. So double down on what's working. That's a tip that Austin gave us around marketing, but it's a tip that like I want to give you for your skills. Double down on the skills that you have. Find ways to simplify your processes. I have a friend, Jay Sennett, who I've met through the class, who is a huge process junkie. If you're looking for a trustworthy person to outsource some of your anything with like MailChimp, email marketing, and also just productivity systems, he's a great person to riff with on that. And I bet you he does consulting around that. I don't know off the top of my head. He's been, working with me and answering some questions within the context of Founder Cake, which is the class that I am in right now with Austin. And yeah, he's just super helpful. So would highly recommend that crew of people if you're looking for people to kind of take some of the heat off and make you feel like a person and make you feel like you're not alone in your mistakes and your limiting beliefs. And yeah, you don't have to be good at it right off the bat, and you sure as hell don't have to do it alone. So those are some thoughts and like a happy, feelingful jumping around dance, and outro with a tiny guitar. It's a little off tune, but that's the end. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.